Namaste, my dear friends. I want to welcome you back on the channel. And today we continue with another interesting topic. And today I want to share with you on the topic of finding balance in the times of transformation. So the moment you start to use Amanita Muscaria, it will eventually guide you to transformation. Anytime you're doing any inner and spiritual work, the rate it guides you towards transformation. Transformation, it's actually part of life. If you look on anything or anyone around, you'll see that nature always changes. It happens smooth, but it happens constantly on a daily basis. The tree or the plant that you saw yesterday, today it's different. It has grown a little bit more, then the next day even more, and more and more. And then when you look at this tree or this, let's say, plant in 1, 2, 3 months, you will see a very rapidly change. You'll see how quickly it has grown. Maybe it made flowers, maybe it made seeds, maybe it made fruits. But eventually you see the change. This change happens all around us all the time. Life, it's a flow. It's a flow of transformation. And the humans who, let's say, I think humans are the only ones who become very stubborn in their change. Because we have created for ourselves such a safe environment when we can be and live without any deep transformation. But actually, people who are not going to it, they are suffering. Do you see many happy people around you? Do you see many people who would love to dance at a good moment in time if the music just starts to play right now? So you can see that around we have many people, but there are very few who have awakened, and it's almost impossible to meet a person who is enlightened and who would be already connected with the spirit. So as a result, why and how it's all connected with finding the balance. So transformation, it's part of the work that happens when we are going let's say, towards ourselves. So when we're walking towards our soul, we start to see that this is part of my soul. This is part of society. I don't need this. What comes from society? This is part of my essence. But this is a program, a value that was shared with me with some stupid teacher or some books in school time. Then another one, for example, respect higher authority. Don't debate with higher authority. Who is higher authority? For me, the highest authority is God. That's it. With that higher authority, I respect and I want to connect. The rest, for me, I don't care. Because for me, the only authority is the one that has created this reality. Other ones are, for me, are much, much lower. So for me, respecting the authority of God is something what I follow. But I don't follow the authority of teachers, of politicians, or anybody else if they don't collaborate with my values. So my values and my connection of God comes first and always higher than anything or anyone in this world and reality. That is the fundament for me, because that are my values. So if I know that I'm going through transformational work, I need to keep this balance of understanding how to be able to let go of something that doesn't belong to me and keeping that what belongs to me. And sometimes finding this balance, it's quite hard. Why? Because in your transformational work, we need to let go of many things, and sometimes many people, and sometimes just we have to let go. Here we have to destroy, here we have to break so that we could throw it away. And some parts we need to heal, give extra love, give extra time. Know that if I was acting in a specific life pattern for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, then just by simply understanding one time, it's not enough. I need to give myself time and space for integrating this into my practice and life. And I need to give myself time and space not to criticize myself for this transformational work that I'm doing. So, for example, I started to play music. I started to go to a new type of sport. I developed a new hobby. I started to lead a diary. I started to integrate in myself, for example, yoga and practices. And then happens a moment that, well, today I didn't do it. Today I couldn't do it, I forgot to do it. And then the next day, if we didn't do it, our brain's like, oh, okay, well, maybe we can do it afterwards, maybe we can do it next week, maybe we can do it then. So eventually the person starts to lose the balance in doing that, what is important for him or her. And that's why when this happens, it's super valuable not to judge yourself, but to remember the core essence why you started in the beginning. And then when you're starting your transformational work, just give yourself time and space. Literally, just give yourself time and space. Give yourself compliments. Know that transformation, it takes time. Knowing that finding the balance, it's about being open and honest, and at the same time, with this maybe energy of aggression and desire to change, that it wouldn't hurt or destroy or create pain by other people. I'm not saying that you shouldn't create pain in other people if you're speaking honest. I'm just telling that when you have things rising up from yourself, control it and express yourself in such a way that it wouldn't be offended for the other people. It's beautiful to speak about your emotions. I would say it's beautiful to speak about your feelings, but not in an emotional way. Not to throw your negative emotion on the person, but learning to be open and to share what you feel in a sincere, honorable way. And this is also part of keeping the balance in transformational work. So just know, if you decide to change, if you're asking of God and reality for setting up new goals, creating, let's say, new money flow, creating new relationships, developing new qualities, or letting go of something that doesn't serve you, just remember, keep the balance. And in this balance, first of all, create inside of your head space and opportunity, and knowing that it's okay to make mistakes, but it's just about of coming back. And it's totally okay if I was shouting on some of my close ones, and just once you land it down, you come to them and you explain, I'm sorry. And just, I had this feeling inside and I couldn't control myself, and it came out, but I saw with which topic was connected. I noticed its sub-personality, I understood this problem, and I sit it with myself and looked it through, and now I feel I have worked it through. So first of all, I want to ask for sorry for putting this stress upon you. And let's make a test. Let's speak on this topic one more time. I want to see how I feel inside. And please don't be offended. We're right now testing and seeing, do I still have any energy stuck in this topic, in this vibration, in this sub-personality inside of myself, or everything is good and I've transformed? So what means balance and finding it? It's when you give yourself the opportunity also to make mistakes and not to criticize yourself, to give yourself compliments when you're doing things, and returning back and doing the things that you are starting to implement into your life, and knowing that it's okay to come back. I'll give an example from my life by implementing a new habit. For example, last year I started I felt that I want to do some new type of sports. I want to do some physical activity in a new way. And then I understood that actually one of the things what I can do as I'm living in Thailand is to try Muay Thai. So a friend called me, I went, I enjoyed the training, and then of the training I understood I can make another training. So life showed me it came easy to me. So I started to do it. And then of course, first I trained 2 times a week, then 3 times a week. Then happens something I come for training once a week. Then I travel away, I don't go for trainings for 1 month. But eventually, like here and there, I know this habit is important for me. And as a result, yesterday I had my 76th training of Muay Thai. And I'm proud of myself about the consistency. Doesn't mean that I haven't stopped and there weren't breaks. There was even a break for, I think, 3 months. But eventually, I started, and I know that this serves me good. I feel good, I change, and I know that it takes time to implement something. So I found my inner balance in being honest with myself and remembering what I want to achieve, and helping to see that and remembering what I want is very good work with your diary. Write out the things, keep your goals and aims in front of your eyes. So you would remember that on these goals and aims, I might have my shadows and coming out, or I have to find this balance for this transformation. And the better you understand yourself and see how everything flows, the more easier you can let go, and you can change and transform and keep your balance and get faster results, because every action matters. With every action, become 1% better. For example, more physically fit, more flexible, more smarter, more conscious, more spiritual. Or with any habit you start to draw, with every time you draw, become 1% better at least. So it's a flow. Remember, everything takes time. Repeating, repeating, and making every time more conscious. This is what helps to make the biggest change. And by following it, know that it's absolutely normal that you get sometimes losing the balance. You're going to have shadows rising up. You're going to have things happening in your life. But it's so much more interesting and tasty when you have events and things, changes happening in your life. Because the best things, they remain, but the ones which should change or should become better, life helps to shake them. And once you're in synchronicity with life and you're in synchronicity with your soul, you'll be able to handle even the hardest challenges, because we are creating only those things in our life that we can handle. Remember that. You create that what you can handle. I create that what I can handle. If I couldn't handle it, I wouldn't create it with my soul. The same as you. You wouldn't create the situation if you wouldn't have everything what you need to sort it out. Just learn the lessons. Be honest. Increase your energy. And do that what is important for the most important person in your life. For you. I hope this helps. If it did, and you feel a resonance, please, in the comments, leave a story. How are you finding your balance? What are your main tools that help you to find it? And I'm very much looking forward for your stories. How many times also have you failed in one or the other things that you wanted to do? And how many times you brought yourself back? And maybe next time I'll share a story from my experience. How many times I had to fall down to rise back and continue moving. So, thank you very much for watching. I wish you a blissful connection with yourself and with our beautiful God, reality, and spirit. And let's enjoy what we're creating. And if you don't enjoy what you're living, create something new. You have that power. Remember that. Namaste, my dear friends. I worship the God within you.